These feet tell a story. One of hardship and courage, of survival and of secrets shared. They belong to a lone bull in what might be the toughest place on Earth to be an elephant. Namibia's Namib Desert. Climate change has made the extreme conditions even worse. The dry seasons are drier. Punctuated by ever more unpredictable rainstorms. Only 150 desert elephants remain. But they are resilient, with a deep knowledge of their world, passed down through generations. Desert elephants are as tough as the landscape. Perched on the southwestern edge of Africa, the Namib Desert is a land of extremes. Temperatures here can exceed 120 degrees Fahrenheit, with an average of less than 3 inches of rainfall a year that come in bursts that scar the earth with massive flash floods.
Somehow, these elephants are eking out a living in a landscape that anyone else would think is lifeless.
Conservationist Dr. Paula Kahumbu has spent her career studying the elephants of Africa's lush savanna grasslands. But she's never laid eyes on a desert elephant. She wants to find out how these remarkable animals manage to survive in this unforgiving place.
African savanna elephants and desert elephants are the same species. But if you took a savanna elephant and brought it here, it wouldn't survive. I want to know how these desert elephants managed to live here.
To find one of the constantly roaming elephant herds, Paula has turned to tracker Hendrik Munembome and his 25 years of studying the desert elephant.
Yeah, I think some walked here as well. So it's possible we'll find them today.
I've been watching elephants my whole life, and I've never seen elephants like these. They may be the same species as savanna elephants, but you can immediately see the differences. Their legs have less fat on them, so they look taller, and their skin is looser. It's incredibly tough for an elephant here. Food and water are both scarce, and it's only getting worse. In the Namib Desert, climate change has brought with it a 5-year drought. Everything depends on their ability to get from one waterhole to the next. There's no time to stop, to investigate, to explore, to play. It's just survive. Survive means keep going, keep going.
It's the middle of the 7-month dry season, when daily temperatures are regularly above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. But even in these conditions, life finds a way. Just minutes old, but the odds are already stacked against her. It's been 8 years since any desert elephant has survived its first 6 months in this valley. She will learn everything from her all-female family. The challenges start right now. Standing up. The reassuring touch of her mother's trunk. Their bond is already strong. Elephants are pregnant for 22 months, longer than any other mammal. She's ready to go. Almost. With food and water being so scarce, she'll suckle for 6 years, 2 more than any other African elephant. While the rest of her family stands watch, captured here for the first time, her mom takes an afterbirth shower. Births are so rare, the placenta is an object of curiosity. The others try to bury it, as the smell could ring like a dinner bell to nearby predators. One day she may become a matriarch and lead her own family of females, just like her grandmother. But for now, she just needs to sleep. She'll enjoy the protection of this herd throughout her life. Her male relatives won't share that same benefit. Around the age of 14, males leave their families and begin a never-ending journey of survival. Almost 55,000 square miles of the Namib Desert can be a lonely place. For 4 decades, he's walked up to 50 miles a day. The equivalent of 3 times around the world by his 40th birthday. In a continual search for food, water, and females. What keeps him alive is his incredible memory. His brain is like an atlas of the desert, filled with details about where to find exactly what he needs. This river is dry, but the bull isn't here for water. Just a good meal. The challenge is getting down to it. These crumbling sandbanks could be a problem. But not for a sand surfing pro. This desert snack bar may not look that appetizing, but the portions are generous. On his daily menu, 1/4 of a ton of leaves and bark. He's eaten here before and knows each tree offers something different. Ana tree seed pods full of protein. They're the desert equivalent of a peanut butter sandwich. He won't knock down the trees like savanna elephants. By simply pruning them, he ensures this precious food source will still be here next year. The moisture from the leaves is just enough to survive a few more days. But he still needs to find water. First, he has another appetite to serve. It's time to find love. The bull's mate just happens to be the matriarch of another desert elephant family in Namibia. "13 elephants strong. And it's most successful. She's raised 4 calves of her own. An exhausting task. Her mate, the old bull, is a regular visitor. He's fathered some of her offspring. At times, the bull can seem like a real family man. And he can be affectionate with the kids. But the real reason for dropping by? To reignite an old flame. As the only male of breeding age in the area, he has an unrivaled opportunity. Nothing breaks the ice like a tasty gift. A touch of affection. But she's not interested. The drought presents breeding females with an extra challenge. Finding the water it takes to produce enough milk to feed a thirsty young calf. Without milk, calves die. It's one of the reasons why desert elephants are on the brink of extinction. The old bull visits, but ultimately, they go their separate ways. Everyone has to keep moving. It's something our newborn and her mother are about to learn. The hard way. She's overslept. Her inexperienced young mom didn't wake her. The rest of the family, led by their matriarch, had to keep searching for water. Only one aunt has stayed behind. The first lesson in desert survival is keep moving. With their urgent need for food and water, the herd's matriarch couldn't wait. But without her family's protection, the calf is hugely vulnerable. Guided by the fast-fading scent trail of the herd, the three set off in pursuit. The midday heat is brutal, and their pace relentless, especially for such little legs. Mom tries to signal the rest of the family with a contact call. The hours of relentless chase are taking their toll. But then, the mom's hypersensitive hearing picks up something in the wind. A sandstorm is coming. For help are lost in the wind. She has to keep pushing them into the storm. Unable to see clearly, the rest of the herd has been forced to slow down. As the wind quiets, the mom's cries for help finally reach the rest of her family. Together again. It may only be her second day of life, but the baby has already learned lessons that will stay with her forever. She's learned to keep going no matter what. She's learned there's strength in numbers. And she's learned that family is her fortress. With its dunes rolling endlessly to the ocean, Africa's Namib Desert is the oldest and one of the driest on Earth. The quest for water means covering huge distances. For the solitary bull, it's like walking from Alaska to Florida every year. Every pit stop for water is a lifesaver. His astounding memory has stored the location of all of them. The problem? The nearest is 50 miles away. His desert-adapted feet, wider than other elephants, make it easier to move over the sand. He only sleeps 2 hours a day. But not often at night. The cooler temperature is too valuable for rest. Before dawn, he'll cover 40 more miles. As he draws tantalizingly close, he can even smell it. With the keenest sense of smell in the animal kingdom. True oasis. He has to make the most of this opportunity. Sucking up over half a gallon a second. And drinking up to 60 gallons at a time. It could be 4 days before he drinks again. Some of the Namib Desert never sees rain. The rivers flow for just 2 weeks every year. The supermom and her herd know that the desert can be dangerously unpredictable. In the mountains to the east, an ominous rumble. She can feel it. In her trunk, 400,000 nerve endings sense something in the air. The sensitive pads on her feet pick up a distant rumble 150 miles from here. In the desert, rain is a precious gift. But not when it falls on ground like this, baked rock hard by the sun. Flash flood. The biggest in decades. The supermom knows from experience that this riverbed is no place to be right now. It's time to get the herd to higher ground fast. A wall of water, 13 feet high in places, is heading their way. She got them out just in time. The water that moments ago was life-threatening has now become life-sustaining. "50 miles further down the valley, for the newborn and her family, the rain comes as a welcome relief." At first, the mud seems to confuse her. But not for long. When she's older, the calf will remember this place. And that a good coating of mud isn't just cooling, it's desert sunscreen. The elephants drink as much as they can. However they can. It'll be 6 months before our little calf learns to use the 40,000 muscles that control her trunk. Eventually, it'll be as familiar to her as an arm is to us. But for now, it's one step at a time. "80 miles away, the lone bull is coming to the end of his current journey. He's found himself enough food and water for now. But something else compels him to walk to the desert's western edge. Known as Namibia's Skeleton Coast. Named after the shipwrecks along its beaches and the remains of the whales and seals those ships once hunted. The bull has come here for precious minerals. Crystallized from evaporated seawater on the shoreline's vegetation. Elephants crave the sodium and other minerals in sea salts. And will eat anything that has it. But it's a fleeting pleasure. his instincts tell him to keep moving, just as they repeatedly tell him to return to his mate and her herd. In hopes of creating a new generation. Six months on, our supermom continues to lead her herd on their migrations through the desert. And there's hope. Not only is a young female in the family pregnant, but our young calf has become the first desert elephant in 8 years to survive in this valley beyond her first 6 months. A momentous achievement. Not just for her family, for their entire kind. But their story isn't over. As challenges mount, their tough lives are set to become even tougher.
These desert elephants are survivors. They've been able to carve out a living in a place where life seems impossible. I wanted to find out how these amazing elephants have succeeded. It's because they've adapted their behavior. They've learned the secrets of the desert. They rely on each other. They listen to their elders, and they pass on knowledge from generation to generation. And this is why these elephants endure. They've become as much a part of the desert as the shifting sands.
They've roamed our planet for 6 million years. Powerful giants. Yet gentle and caring. They love, they grieve. But there is so much more to elephants.
Is this amazing?
They have thoughtful conversations.
It's not just noise. It has meaning.
They negotiate, make deals. They navigate the modern world. As we unlock their secrets, we begin to see just how much like us elephants really are. For every elephant that walks the earth, one thing rings true. Their success rests on the strength of their relationships. For African elephants, nothing matters more than family. And here on the savannah, they live in the biggest groups of all. This 4-month-old calf has been born into a 30-strong family. Around him, a tight-knit network of aunts, cousins, and sisters, all looking out for each other. His mother is the highest ranking in this family. But she faces a major dilemma. A brutal dry season has taken hold in Zimbabwe. She knows of a water source, but to get there, they'll have to take a perilous path. Dr. Paula Kahumbu is one step ahead of the herd. She's here to find out how big families navigate the difficulties of the harsh climate. But in 30 years of studying savanna elephants, she's never witnessed anything like this.
Think that the elephants have to come from up here to get to that water. They've got to get down this cliff. It's already making me feel very unsteady. My legs feel weak. I can imagine what it's like for elephants. Oh yeah, they come. It's really hot. They need water. But they could easily tumble and fall off these cliffs.
The decision to lead her family over a 600-foot cliff edge rests with the matriarch. It's a tough choice. They desperately need water, but it means a treacherous descent for her baby. Her mind is made up. Her sisters seek out the safest path.
Wow. Look at that. Unbelievable. They reach out with their trunks and they roll it up into a little fist and touch the ground in front and then place their foot exactly where their trunk went. There's a way to test the ground. Really surprising for me. I've never seen that before. And they all seem to do it.
One slip, and gravity will take its toll. Weighing 3 to 4 tons, their bodies aren't built for such a steep descent. Together, the females keep the youngest calves hemmed in.
For these little babies, it's really hard work coming down. This is Scotland. Their mothers can't turn around the way where they would normally to reassure their babies. So their mothers reach out behind, like a soothing touch, as a way of staying in contact with each other. It's amazing how important their tails are to them. The matriarch's son is really struggling. It's a particularly steep slope here. This poor little guy is sliding. They're over halfway down now. He must have at least a couple of 100 feet left to go. All of them, even the baby, have got some streaks of moisture on the side of their faces. And that's a secretion that reveals a level of stress. The whole family is in a state of some tension as they navigate these narrow, steep paths down this gorge.
It's an incredible achievement for such a young calf. His mother relied on her family's support and the wisdom of savanna elephants who've gone before her.
The way that these elephants use this landscape is something that has been learned and passed on from generation to generation. Once the first elephants figured out how to navigate this incredibly treacherous terrain, they taught the others, and they taught the others, and they've continued to use this pathway. For generations, they'll continue doing the same things. That's part of their culture. That's how they transmit knowledge. It's what makes them so successful as a species.
Relief for the whole family. The adults suck up the 40 gallons of water they need a day. While the calves enjoy a muddy reward for their efforts. For the next 14 years or so, this baby's female relatives will continue to share their know-how. But like all males, when he reaches adolescence, he'll leave the family and have to find his own way on the savannah. This vast wooded grassland stretches across 27 African countries. An area larger than the entire United States. The habitat can support huge herds. And the largest mammals to walk the earth. The abundance of food and space allows their extended families to roam together. But in this spectacular wilderness, the success of every family depends on their ability to communicate. For the last 48 years, Dr. Joyce Poole has been eavesdropping on elephant families. Learning their language.
I speak to elephants. I rumble to them if they seem upset. I say hello and things. Their vocabulary is very large. Elephants have over 30 vocalizations. There are rumbles, the low-frequency calls. There are roars. There are trumpets. There are cries. Wants to suckle. Yeah. So that's when it escalates. That's when the suckle rumble didn't work. And then you have to escalate. So saying, Mom, put your leg forward. Mom is not being very cooperative. There's an Ala mother, just like a babysitter. She doesn't have any milk, but she can comfort the baby. Females from the age about 3-4 years old will try and take care of babies. That was called a Baru rumble. It's a kind of like, oh, poor me. And the Ala mother responded with a reassuring coo rumble. Lovely. See how reaching back there, she's trying to show the baby where to suckle. So even though the Ala mother is not able to produce milk like Mum does, she does provide comfort, and that forms a close bond. Still making that little sound. That's like it's a suckle rumble, but it's a more complaining one. Obviously, it's not getting any milk. Okay, now it's going to Mum to get some real milk. Suckle rumble. That she puts her leg forward to let the calf suckle. Very cute.
After decades decoding the calls of savanna elephants, Joyce has discovered a language more elaborate than we ever imagined.
Elephants do combine different types of calls. They can combine and make a rumble, roar, rumble, or a roar, rumble, or a rumble trumpet, a snort trumpet. What we don't know is whether by combining those two different types, they're making, in a sense, a new word. Elephant conversations can be incredibly complex. All of their rumbles contain infrasonic components that is below the level of human hearing. And elephants can hear these powerful rumbles from miles away and also pick them up as vibrations through their feet and trunk. Sometimes they can back and forth for up to an hour, literally having a kind of conversation. They're having a discussion about something. It's very obvious. It's not just noise. It has meaning. They're so like us. They communicate about some of the same things that we do, and this communication is part of the glue that holds the whole family together.
Negotiating, planning, and caring for one another. Savanna elephants are the most sociable of all elephants. And the need to be part of a big family is deep-rooted in their DNA. But for males, puberty means independence. Roaming up to 15 miles a day, they search for food, water, and mates across a landscape that's changing fast. What was once pristine savanna is now human settlement and farmland. Elephants that trespass run the risk of conflict with people. So bulls stick together for companionship and safety. It's a daunting time for young males venturing into adulthood. Jaziri is 12 years old. Like many preteens, he's bold and prone to taking risks. He's known this gang of friends since childhood. Where play fights were once for fun, sparring now plays a vital role in building skills, strength, and confidence. Jaziri is proving himself. But he'll need a mentor if he's to navigate life on the savannah. And he has set his sights high. standing close to 11 feet at the shoulder, this is one of the biggest bulls around. Approaching a hero is always intimidating. Jaziri won't match him for size for another 25 years. But he holds his nerve. He keeps following. If Jaziri can join the older bulls, he'll have the benefit of their wisdom and protection.
Not much is really known about the bulls. We tend to think of them as loners, but now we're beginning to understand that their social lives are much more complex than that.
Paula Kahumbu is on home turf catching up with some old friends.
Jaziri is much younger than any of these bulls, but he wants to be in their gang. They have the ultimate leader. This is Tolstoy. He's magnificent. He's 51 years old. He's a hero for all the bulls in this area. His tusks are almost too long to walk. You can see he has to raise his head to walk through vegetation. He's like a mammoth. We're so lucky to have these super tuskers. There are only about 25 left in the world. Each tusk weighs well over 100 pounds. And that's why so many have been killed by ivory poachers. Even though Tolstoy is coming up from behind, he's probably the one deciding where they go, when they go, and what they do. Tolstoy is the king of this group. He's beautiful. One of the most amazing things that you see with the super tuskers is that they are surrounded by this group of other large bulls. The local people around here call them their askaris, and that means their bodyguards. His tusks are so long that makes him vulnerable to anybody who wants to attack him. Tolstoy is calling, and they're all gathering. They are eating together. They're actually facing each other. That shows that there's a lot of trust and camaraderie amongst them. They're like a family. There's Jaziri sneaking in. I can imagine every kid would want to go and hang out with the big, strong, powerful, successful giants like Tolstoy. Jaziri was clearly irritating the big guy with a broken tusk. In the family groups, the babies get the best of everything. Right? In the male group, you have to respect the elders. Oh my God, he's going to bring down the whole tree. Everyone's getting super excited about this. That was a success. They brought down the tree and they didn't hurt anybody. And now it's time to feast. Jaziri is terrified of being beaten up again, so he's off to the side, trying to avoid coming head to head with that big bull again. You can see a lot of jostling and positioning going on here. There's definitely a hierarchy. When you look at Tolstoy, it's very clear that he's in charge. But he's not a fierce, aggressive leader. He's really gentle. He's very tolerant. It's hard not to like him.
Just like the females, bull elephants have close friendships. But all elephants have become vulnerable targets for poachers. And more young elephants are finding themselves alone. Nzo was just 2 years old when her entire family was killed by poachers. She was orphaned for their ivory. Rescuers tried to introduce her to other elephants, but Nzo didn't fit in. Her need for a family never faded, so she took matters into her own hands. Nzo is now 50 years old and part of an altogether different clan. She is matriarch to her very own herd of buffaloes. And it appears her misfit family has even learned to understand her rumbles. She may think she's one of them, but unlike buffaloes, elephants like to eat on the move. So for 16 hours a day, they must follow as she browses. Nzo's instinct to lead is strong. But she's missed out on years of learning from her elders. She's had to figure out her own management style to keep her extraordinary family disciplined and on track. From an early age, elephants are hardwired to be sociable. And it's now known that friends help relieve the stress of traumatic events. This very special herd is made up entirely of toddlers. Each one an orphan, with its own devastating story of habitat loss, human conflict, or drought. Up to 25 young elephants are taken in at the Rotetti Sanctuary each year. joining one big adoptive family on the long road to recovery, as they learn the lessons needed to return to the wild. Among them is Languro. Hyenas found him trapped in a well and left him with a life-changing injury. His buddies are able to use their trunks to select a single leaf and tackle whole branches. But Languro struggles for even slim pickings. But then, something remarkable. A simple act of kindness. Recognition of a friend in need. For elephants that can live for over 60 years, these bonds of friendship are essential and destined to last a lifetime. But within one generation, 60% of savanna elephants have been lost. On average, 55 are killed illegally every day. An eerie silence on the savannah. An icon has fallen. The mighty Tolstoy is dead. Infection spread from a spear wound after he strayed onto farmland. Rangers have removed his famous ivory to keep it from poachers.
The death of Tolstoy is a big shock to everyone who knows him. I feel very sad that this amazing animal is gone because he was looking for food. That's all he was doing, looking for food. Losing such an important animal says a lot about our failure to deal with the challenges of people living close to elephants. Tolstoy isn't just any other elephant. The younger bulls went to him for his wisdom and guidance, and losing him might put them in some disarray because he was so valuable in terms of his role in his community, his role among elephants, and his place in our hearts.
Word spreads fast. One by one, his friends and family arrive to pay their respects, each gently touching his body. There's a ritual to their grief. Their actions speak to the depth of their bonds. Bonds that endure beyond death. For savanna elephants, family really is everything. It's their support, their friendships, and their deepest connections. But most of all, it's the gift of wisdom to help the next generation find its way. And their best hope of survival in a changing world. Across Asia, two of the world's most intelligent species are figuring out how to coexist. We may keep a close eye on them, but they're also watching us and learning. Masters of adaptation, Asian elephants are adjusting to our ways, while we're trying to understand them and learn their secrets. Elephants left Africa more than 2 million years ago, long before the last ice age, in search of a new home. These ancient wayfarers ended up spread across most of southern Asia. Dr. Paula Kahumbu is searching Borneo's Kinabatangan River for the smallest and rarest of them. An expert on the African savanna elephant. She's here to see how the Bornean elephant, known by some as the pygmy, is adapting to its rapidly changing environment.
I can see footprints. I can see lots of footprints. Look at that.
I can't see these elephants, I can just hear them. These Bornean elephants. They're so mysterious, hardly been studied. It's unusual in so many ways. Its looks, its features, its habitat. from the river, all you can see is pristine rainforest. But this is an illusion. Within just a few meters, the forest turns into oil palm plantations. And they stretch as far as the eye can see.
Palm oil is in everything from cookies to ice cream, toothpaste to laundry detergent. Cheap to produce, but wildlife pays a high price. Animals like the orangutan are being driven to extinction as their forest home is cleared. The elephants are vulnerable too. Only 1,500 remain. Their migration routes have been squeezed, so now they have to use the riverbanks as their pathways. And swim across the rivers to find food.
We just heard an elephant trumpeting just back here.
Oh my gosh, they're just in here. They're just in here. I think it's coming down to the water. There seems to be elephants all around us. This is so exciting. There are elephants over here, up there. Oh my gosh, they're crossing. It's unbelievable. So many of these rare elephants. It's not just one family. It looks like several families together crossing in one giant group. I've counted over 30 individuals already. Oh, the babies are going right underwater, completely submerged. What really strikes me is their pinkly mottled skin. It's the result of depigmentation. And the tip of their trunks has just one, what we call prehensile finger, not two like the African elephant.
With half of their forest home already gone, and the remainder shrinking faster than anywhere else on the planet. Bornean elephants have had to learn to adapt. Even if that means going against their natural instincts. The sounds of the forest have been replaced by noises from another world. Every time old palms are chopped down and replaced, the elephants grasp at an opportunity.
The elephants are moving in within seconds. It's almost as if they hear the machines and it's a magnet. It's like Pavlov's dog reaction. They all come running in, trumpeting excited. And they're feeding on that vegetation very rapidly. They're literally within meters of the machines as they're working. It's unbelievable. The top of the palm has a sweet core, so they've become a source of concentrated food.
They're communicating at a volume so loud to hear each other over the sound of these machines. This is not just bizarre to see elephants thriving in such close proximity to noisy human behavior. It's also quite tragic that they've abandoned their wild ways.
The babies are in there with their mothers. They are witnessing everything and learning, and they will have exactly the same reaction when they hear the machines. They will know that means food. They are incredibly adaptable, not just to the presence of people and the dangers they might encounter with people, but they are also very adaptable to their changing environment. Elephants are as smart, if not smarter, than us.
The Asian elephant is as far removed from its African cousin as we are from chimpanzees. They are the smallest of all elephants, with shorter trunks and longer tails. But they have the biggest brains of any land mammal. Which serves them well as they increasingly come into contact with us. This bull has seen a lot of change in his lifetime. He has reason to be angry. His entire world has changed. As a calf, the land around him was his playground and his pantry. Now, it's off limits. He knows electric fences are bad news. Sometimes they shock, sometimes they kill. But all the fruit he craves lies just beyond it. So he returns under the cover of darkness. It's a stealth mission revealed by specialized cameras. He has his own version of night vision. A sense of smell so acute that blind elephants have been known to lead herds. Only fools go rushing in. Bulls can sometimes be loners. But now that we have claimed 2/3 of their habitat, they are banding together. For safety in populated areas. And to mount raids. It's a high-risk strategy. But what this bull and his friends are about to do is truly remarkable. Few animals know how to use tools, but he's learned he can use wood against wire to save himself from an electric shock. Once inside, they are silent. No squeaks, no ear flaps. Their large foot pads act like shock absorbers. 5 tons of elephants glide past. In ghostly silence. Now, to enjoy the fruits of their labor. Luckily for them, it's only firecrackers tonight. Poisons, explosives, and other lethal deterrents kill around 300 elephants a year in Sri Lanka. Interactions like this are becoming more frequent as new roads, fields, and settlements claim 5,500 square miles across Southeast Asia every year. Pushing elephants into ever closer contact with people. To survive, they've learned to anticipate human behavior and put that knowledge to work for their own good. Orleans Highway 3259 is a sugarcane transport road. Thousands of farmers use it to get their crops to the refinery. But this highway has a toll collector. Locals call him the Don. And this is his territory. He's a master deal maker, calculating risk versus reward to get what he's due. The Don can actually sniff out when a delivery truck is on the way. He can gauge quantity using his sense of smell alone. Targeting the trucks carrying the biggest loads. Time to collect his toll. $170 pounds of raw sugarcane provides the 70,000 calories he needs every day. But the Don is not on his own. He's brought some younger bulls along, henchmen, to show them how it's done. They watch the Don's technique. He knows that if they aren't too greedy, the drivers will pay his toll. And, in return, he and his accomplices will stay out of their sugarcane fields. Their observation and knowledge of us has helped elephants to get by in an ever more human-dominated landscape. But their long-term future may depend on us understanding them as individuals. Paul has seen how some communities in Africa play a positive role in reducing conflict between humans and elephants. She's keen to find out if similar ideas are being tried here in Borneo.
It's extraordinary to me that Asian elephants still exist on this continent. There's so much development, so much land has been transformed for human use. What we find is a lot of situations where people and elephants are coming into contact with each other. The problem is, when elephants are harmed by people, they remember it. Sometimes they develop a culture of aggression, attacking people, which can be deadly for humans and elephants alike.
Local Bornean biologist, Dr. Farina Ottman, believes getting up close and personal is the best way to forge a new human-elephant understanding.
The first time I saw the Bornean elephants, I remember being very connected to them. Then I decided to become the voice of the elephant. This is Iman. Iman means faith, and usually she's with her group. But today, I guess she decided to have a me time and to enjoy the water, right?
Using her unique approach, Farina has become a caseworker, a translator between individual elephants and the people who live among them.
I get to know their personality, and so we know a few elephants which can get upset easily. So we will inform the local communities about their personality and behavior so that they themselves can be more prepared when these elephants are close to their land or to their house. Once you understand all these signals, then you can avoid accidents, and they will get comfortable being with you. They will allow you to see them, to observe them, to be with them.
Farina's work is proof of how valuable it can be to have someone local studying these elephants. Someone who understands the needs of both animals and people. Thanks to work like hers, people here are starting to think about elephants differently, even making changes to help them. And the benefits of coexisting with elephants can work both ways.
With greater understanding of each other and sharing our lands, we can improve the lives of elephants and our own in the most incredible ways. Asian elephants have walked India's Western Ghats for tens of thousands of years, following routes passed down generation to generation. Old and young trek up to 150 miles to reach their seasonal feeding grounds. But there is little here for them to eat on this part of their long journey. What was once forest is now almost entirely farmland. Warm and humid air make the perfect conditions for growing tea. But for elephants, these lush hills might as well be green deserts. Tea plants contain toxins that make them bitter and unappetizing. So the elephants went hungry, and sometimes left a trail of destruction as they searched for food. Until the farmers noticed. And decided to make a change. One with a big impact. They stopped using herbicides to kill the weeds around their plants. And let volunteer giant gardeners do the work instead. The elephants not only consume the weeds, they also leave behind a nutrient-rich fertilizer. And because they now have natural rather than chemical weed control, the farmer's tea is 100% organic and elephant-friendly. The elephants now have a much-needed rest stop. And a chance to refuel. By cooperating, everyone wins. With full bellies, the elephants continue on the final leg of this long migration. For many, the destination is the Kabini Forest. A 250 square mile reserve. And one of the greatest wildlife spots in India. Every year, a dam is opened below this floodplain. The river drains and is replaced for 2 months by lush grassland, creating a man-made elephant utopia. Once a year, families can safely unite at the end of their long migration. Old friendships are renewed. New acquaintances made. A space created by people, providing a much-needed haven for elephants.
Elephants and humans evolved together. We have it in our DNA. We sense it when we see them. And we feel their roars and their trumpeting and their rumbling deep in our bones. If we keep elephants in our lives and we keep elephants in these landscapes, we sustain a part of our own ancient cultures and traditions, because these animals teach us something about ourselves.
In the heart of Africa, a giant moves through the mist. These are not the great icons of the savannah, but elusive creatures few have ever seen. For millions of years, they have hidden away in the second largest rainforest on the planet. Everything about African forest elephants, their bodies, their families, how they live, is shaped by their rainforest home. The Congo Basin, an impenetrable wilderness. Larger than Alaska, it stretches across 6 Central African countries, crisscrossed by tens of thousands of miles of waterways. It is home to one of the least understood animals on Earth.
It's always been my dream
to see African forest elephants.
Dr. Paula Kahungu has come to Odzala-Kokwa National Park with one aim: to track down the elusive African forest elephant. She's a renowned expert on the savanna elephant, having spent 30 years immersed in their world.
I know a lot about their behavior, their social lives, their communication. But forest elephants are a completely different species. They separated from savanna elephants at least 3.5 million years ago. I wonder how different they are, how living here has shaped them and their behavior. But first, I've got to find them. The vegetation is so dark, it's just a wall of green.
Where are they?
I imagine that these elephants have already seen me. They're probably peering back at me from in there. Oh my God. Wow, my first forest elephant. It's over there. They don't seem to know that I'm here, so I'm keeping my distance. Seeing them in the flesh is so clear to me they are a different species. These ellies are the same color as savanna elephants, but they're much smaller. And their ears are round like Mickey Mouse. They're very cute. Some of them have these pale yellow eyes. And their tusks are totally different. They're darker and much straighter. Probably an adaptation to allow them to push through the undergrowth. Oh, another one is coming. Oh, two more are coming out of the forest. You know, if these were savanna elephants, I'd be able to hear rumbling and trumpeting. But these guys, they're just so quiet. They'd be so easy to miss. If I hadn't come up here, I wouldn't have seen any of them.
And then, like ghosts, they're gone.
I'm so used to savanna elephants. They are impossible to ignore. But these elephants are almost silent. I didn't even hear the babies crying to their mothers. Most times, the moment they see people, they run away. You don't see these behaviors in savanna elephants, except in populations that have been heavily poached. Oh, it just left so suddenly. They're clearly terrified of humans. It feels really quite tragic.
These elephants' fear of humans is justified. Their tusks, which can grow up to 5 feet long, are denser than those of savanna elephants, making their ivory highly prized. For this, forest elephants have paid a heavy price. In just 3 decades, their population has plummeted by 85%. Yet, there are places like Odzala Kokua National Park where elephant numbers are holding steady or even beginning to rise. Thanks in part to how well these animals have adapted to their home. Like other tropical rainforests, the Congo straddles the equator. This means intense sunlight and high rainfall, and an abundance of plant life. Which should be a good thing for this female forest elephant, as she has hungry mouths to feed. Unlike her savanna cousins, who live in large families to share childcare, she raises her 2 teenage daughters and her young son on her own. The plants around them look like tasty elephant food, but the leaves contain something dangerous that's meant to keep them away. Poison. Eat too much, and they could die. This clever mom, however, has a solution. Their Congo home is unlike any other rainforest. Broken up by islands of marsh and grassland. It's a patchwork landscape with thousands of plants on offer. So, Mom takes her family on a tour of the Rainforest Buffet. Showing them that they must only eat a little of this and a little of that, so that they never eat a dangerous amount of anything. She teaches her children exactly as her mother taught her, preparing them for life in this remarkable ecosystem is her job, and hers alone. Life is very different for bulls. Having left his mother's care in his early teens, this male now leads a bachelor's life, spending most of his time searching for his favorite food. Something seasonal that can be hard to find. Fortunately for him, he has twice as many smell receptors as a dog, so he can sniff out calorie-rich ripe fruit from miles away. Only needing 2 hours of sleep each day, he follows his nose into the night. While we can only follow him with infrared. The fruit of these riverside palm trees hang 50 feet above ground, well out of his 20-foot reach. So, he employs another tactic. Making use of his 3 tons of body weight. No joy at this tree, but he knows the odds, so he perseveres. Jackpot. His trunk is covered in small sensory hairs that help him find his reward. Forest elephants eat at least 100 varieties of fruit, all ripening at different times of year. So they keep a mental list to know when and where to find fruit that's ready to eat. Still, there is one ingredient missing from the diets of forest elephants. Something that fruit and vegetation can't provide. Calves receive all they need from their mother's milk. But for adults, it is something that must be found. Living in the far west of the Congo Basin, this special group of forest elephants makes an extraordinary journey across land and water. Some make this pilgrimage alone. Others prefer company. All have the same destination, where the Congo Basin meets the Atlantic Ocean. The missing ingredient, vital for brain, nerve, and muscle function, can be found here in abundance. Salt. Plants, coated by sea spray, provide all that the mother needs for herself and her baby. But it turns out these elephants might be getting something that's not strictly essential. This is iboga, long valued by local people for its hallucinogenic effects. What these elephants experience, we can only guess. But what we know is that for generation after generation, salt-encrusted iboga will keep drawing this group of forest elephants back to this beach. Most of the Congo's elephants live too far inland to travel to the beach for their salt. Swampy forest clearings, like this one, are found throughout the Congo Basin. In the local language, they are known as bais. Free from the shade of the canopy, smaller plants flourish, creating vital pit stops for grazing animals. But bais are more than just forest clearings. They are places where salt and other minerals are hidden in the ground. Many elephants are nervous being out in the open due to poaching. Only under the cover of darkness does this bull step out of the shadows and into the bai. Filmed here for the first time, using only moonlight, he knows exactly where to go. The salt and minerals he needs are buried in the riverbed. And he has the perfect multi-tool to mine for them. Blowing jets of air, he breaks up the sediments, creating a rich, salty soup. His trunk acts as a jackhammer, cup, and straw. He barely spills a drop. The sound of the bull mining is a beacon, signaling to the more cautious forest residents that tonight, this bai is safe. There is a strict hierarchy. Who gets the best spots and for how long? But not everyone follows the rules. Mining provides these landlocked elephants with all the salt and minerals they need. It's a vital life skill, one that's not inherited, but learned. All around the Bai, trunks move in synchrony. A dance performed under the stars. It's by mirroring their mothers and siblings that youngsters learn to coordinate the 40,000 muscles in their trunks. Only by perfecting their technique will they be able to get the salt they need on their own, and finally leave their mother's care. As dawn breaks, the lessons end.
It's remarkable how these elephants disappear so quickly and so quietly into the forest.
Paula wants to understand how such large animals move through the dense forest with such ease. But for her, getting lost is a real possibility. So she is guided by eco-guard Prosper Ballot.
Nous d'aujourd'hui, c'est là où ils sont passés.
Wow. From the outside, the rainforest looks impenetrable. And mostly it is. Yet here, we can walk straight through it. This path hasn't been cleared by humans. It's made by elephants. One elephant pushes through the forest. The next follows the same route, as it's easier, like walking through snow. With each elephant that passes through, the path gets wider and wider and wider. All these elephant footsteps trample new growth, keeping the pathways open. The savanna elephants that I study follow in each other's footsteps too. But here, in this dense forest, the effect is striking. For the canopy to have opened up like this,
Elephants have probably been using this pathway for hundreds of years. You can see they've cleared it all the way out. This seems to be the major highway through the forest. There are all these other junctions coming from other parts of the forest. You can see one here. There's another trail going through there. Huge footprints.
Once you start looking, you see these pathways everywhere. It's like a forest transit system that takes the elephants directly to everything they need. So instead of having to find new sources of food and salt, all they need is to know where each path leads. knowledge that helps them to survive in this forest.
To humans, the true extent of this maze of pathways may never be known. But what we do know is that all roads ultimately lead here. The downtown of the Congo Basin is Zangabai, a place not just for elephants, but for every resident of the forest. It's a melting pot where the elephants feel safe enough to be noisy. While most come for the much-needed salt, they stay for the other amenities. But most importantly, after months alone in the forest, it's a chance to reconnect with family and friends. Over 200 forest elephants can gather each day at Zangabai. It's the perfect place for introductions. This baby was born deep in the forest and is only 1 week old. Her mom is the only elephant she has ever seen or heard. These calls are so loud, she can feel the vibrations through her feet. But it's just her grandma saying hello. For a 200-pound newbie, it's overwhelming. Being social is something you have to learn. She's taken aside by her mom for a moment of calm. Nursing is soothing. So when the next group of relatives turns up, she's more confident. She's well on her way to mastering forest elephant social etiquette. It's been a successful debut for the littlest elephant in the Bai. For all the young elephants who are lucky enough to visit, Zangabai is both a playground and an elementary school. It's important for young bulls, as family life in the forest is female-led. But at the Bai, there are plenty of older males to learn from. Like human arm wrestling, sparring matches are how bulls test each other's strength. And most importantly, establish their status. It is such a critical skill to master. Copycat matches break out all around the Bai. The size of 20 football fields, Zangabai has space and opponents for everyone. And you're never too young to start practicing. Especially when you've got such a long way to go. But if there's one thing that's sure to dampen an outdoor party, this is the rainforest after all. In the Congo Basin, 3 inches of rain can fall in one day. A challenge for the elephants, as the one thing they hate to be is clean. As each storm passes, the elephant's top priority is to get dirty again. Thanks to the weather, reapplying their mud coat can be a daily chore. Despite their skin being an inch thick, it's sensitive. A well-applied mud coat protects from biting insects, which is especially important for newborn skin. And at Zangabai, the mineral-rich mud means catwalk looks for everyone. The importance of Zangabai for elephants is clear to see. But, as Paula knows, understanding their relationship to their forest home can take a little more detective work.
Within the forest, it's hard to observe the elephants directly. They smell and hear you coming before you can even get close. This is why the clues they leave behind are so important. This is an amazing fig tree. It's clearly very popular with the elephants. You can see that they've been picking at it with their tusks and digging and gouging it and chewing on the bark. I don't think that they are eating it, because the sap of these fig trees is actually not very nice, and you can see it when you damage the tree a little bit. It's full of nasty tasting chemicals that the elephants don't like. So maybe they're just doing it to avoid getting into fights with each other. I've seen elephants attacking trees to avoid confrontations. But in doing so, they've created an amazing network of holes and little nooks and crannies where other animals live and other plants can also get purchase. But it's not just with their tusks that elephants create habitats for other species. All along their pathways, you find dung. And growing from it are baby fruit trees. Elephants eat so much fruit and walk so many miles each day that they are more effective at dispersing seeds than any other animal. Elephants don't just live in this forest. They plant it. And that is why they're known as the gardeners of the rainforest.
The impact forest elephants have on the Congo Basin is bigger than we could have ever imagined. In their endless quest for the fruit, vegetation, and salt that they need, generations of elephants with stomping feet, tusks, and trunks have engineered an ecosystem unlike any other. Hundreds of bays, oases of light and life, connected by countless miles of elephant pathways. This isn't just a rainforest. It's an elephant metropolis that's become a home for all. As elephants build this world, they thin out the undergrowth, allowing the trees to grow taller and store even more carbon than those of the Amazon, making the Congo Basin one of the most important lungs of the Earth. The survival of this planet-sustaining rainforest is intimately tied to that of the elephants. Given space and protection, this calf could live to be 70 years old. A mother, a grandmother, and a true guardian of this great rainforest, protecting it for us all.